What's up guys, BrandyCar here, back with another video. I'm finally here with part 2 of the 2026 paint schemes tier list. Yeah, life got in the way again. I started my spring semester of college and all my free time went out the window. And now I've found myself in a time crunch. As of the day of recording this video, it is 12 a.m. Saturday morning. So the Daytona 500 is tomorrow. And I'll probably have this video out by Saturday afternoon. But whenever you're watching this video, it'll probably be out before the Daytona 500. So yeah. Without further ado, let's get on with the tier rankings. First up, we have Ross Chastain's Choice Privileges paint scheme. An upgrade from the 2025 scheme, if I do say so myself. I love the color orange, it's my favorite color, and I'm glad that Trackhouse decided to add more orange to the paint scheme. To the good tier, it goes. Next up, we have Ross Chastain's Busch Light paint scheme. I was absolutely gutted when I found out that they would be changing the paint scheme for 2026, because the 2025 scheme was one of my favorite paint schemes of that year. But if I'm being honest, the 2026 scheme has grown on me a lot. Busch Light almost always makes great paint schemes, and this one is no different. It's gonna take some getting used to. I'll definitely miss the 2025 scheme a lot, but this one is not bad at all. I'll put it in the great tier. Next up, we have Austin Cindric's Frog Tape Menards paint scheme. This, the Penske Menards paint schemes are hit or miss. And for me, it comes down to the color combination. And this shade of green, combined with the Menards neon yellow, just doesn't do it for me. I am not a fan. I'll put it in the questionable tier. Next up, we have the Team Penske Auto Trader paint scheme. Wow. For 2026, Team Penske just decided to kill their Auto Trader paint scheme for no reason. What exactly was wrong with the paint scheme they were running previous? I have no words other than trash. Next up, we have Austin Cindric's Freightliner paint scheme. I prefer the one he ran in years past way more than the modern paint scheme. The paint scheme he ran previously was really great, a solid 8 out of 10. And the one that they're running now just doesn't tickle my fancy like the previous one. It's not bad by any means, but it's just not my cup of tea. It is, however, passable. Next up, we have Austin Dillon's Bass Pro Shops paint scheme. Very familiar looking, don't you think? This had to have been on purpose. RCR knew what they were doing when they crafted this paint scheme, though I am rather offended that Austin Dillon, of all people, is running the Kevin Harvick looking paint scheme. Austin Dillon will never be on the level of Kevin Harvick. Never. That said though, I'm still going to put this paint scheme in the great tier. Next up, we have Noah Gragson's Rush Truck Center's paint scheme. Not as good as the one that ran from 2019 to 2021, but it is still miles better than whatever the hell they were running in 2024. I am very glad that Front Row Motorsports decided not to change the Rush Truck Center's paint scheme. I'll put it in the good tier. Next up, we have Noah Gragson's True Timber Camo paint scheme. It would be great if I could actually see the paint scheme, but I can't. So how am I supposed to put it in the tier list? I'm at a loss here, so I guess I'll put it in the passable tier. If I can't see it, then guess it's living up to his name. No? Next up, we have Kyle Larson's Valvoline paint scheme. The Hendrick Motorsports Valvoline paint schemes have been very hit or miss over the last few years, and my personal favorite is the one that Kyle Larson ran in 2021. The 2026 version of the paint scheme, it's not good, it's not bad, it's fine. I'll put it in the passable tier. Next up, we have Brad Keselowski's Castrol paint scheme, with a bit of a twist. Instead of the usual RFK font, it is running a stylized Roush Fenway 6 in honor of the late Greg Biffle. This is something present on all RFK cars for the Daytona 500, and AJ Allmendinger is also running a tribute number 2, but I'll get to that later. There's a beautiful gesture by RFK, a great way to honor and pay tribute to one of the unsung heroes of NASCAR. Because of that alone, I'm putting this paint scheme in the great tier. Next up, we have the RFK Racing Build Submarines paint scheme, a downgrade from the last year's paint scheme. Don't know what they were thinking here. Not a fan. I'm putting it in the questionable tier. Next up, we have Brad Keselowski's Solomon Plumbing paint scheme. Gee, another paint scheme that I can't see? First Noah Gragson, now Brad Keselowski? Well, if I'm being fair, then I will also put this paint scheme in the passable tier. Next up, we have Daniel Suarez's Ripken Foundation paint scheme. He ran this in the Clash, and I'm not a fan of this either. I think it's just the way the colors are used, the way they're positioned, just doesn't tickle my fancy. I'll put it in the questionable tier. Next up, we have Kyle Busch's Rebel Bourbon paint scheme. I love the aesthetic of this paint scheme. You got the wood planks at the back, the barrel, the little jug of root beer with the foam. It really gives that old country tavern aesthetic. I'll put it in the great tier. Next up, we have Kyle Busch's Zone paint scheme. Virtually unchanged from 2023. At least I think 2023. I think that's the first year he ran the Zone paint scheme. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, not really much to say other than I like the color combination of the green and the blue. I'll put it in the good tier. And just as a side note, he's running a special version of this paint scheme in the Daytona 500, and I'll put that in the good tier too, because there really isn't much difference other than the added flames. Next up, we have Ty Dillon's Grizzly paint scheme. Very simple design to this paint scheme, and I kind of dig it. Sometimes simple is simply better. I'll put it in the passable tier. Next up, we have Denny Hamlin's Bob's Discount Furniture paint scheme. Not sure I'm vibing with the color combination on this one. Not a fan. I wouldn't say it's a bad paint scheme, but it certainly is questionable. Next up, we have Denny Hamlin's National Debt Relief paint scheme. This follows the template they created in 2024 with the FedEx and Sport Clips paint schemes. Yeah, not much else to say about this paint scheme. It's not anything amazing, but it's not bad either. It's passable. Next up, we have Denny Hamlin's Progressive paint scheme. Like I said with Ty Dillon's paint scheme. Sometimes simple is just better. But I like Denny Hamlin's paint scheme more than I like Ty Dillon's. So I'll put Hamlin one tier above in good. Next up, we have Ryan Blaney's body armor paint scheme. He ran this last year at the Coke 600 as a patriotic, and I gave it a less than favorable rating in the patriotics video. My opinion has not changed. I'm putting it in the questionable tier. Next up, we have Ryan Blaney's Peak Menards paint scheme. Remember what I said about the Menards paint schemes being hit or miss? This one is a hit. I love the combination of the blue with the neon yellow. This is the best of the Menards paint schemes. I'm glad that Peak is still on board with Ryan Blaney. And pardon the pun, but this paint scheme is peak. I'm putting it in the great tier. Next up, we have AJ Allmendinger's Celsius paint scheme. For the Daytona 500, this paint scheme will run with Greg Biffle's iconic 16. And that alone warrants putting the tribute paint scheme in the great tier. The normal scheme, however, with the colic font, is going in the passable tier. It's an upgrade over the Celsius scheme they ran previous, but it still ain't nothing too special. Next up, we have AJ Allmendinger's Grizzly paint scheme. This is basically Ty Dillon's paint scheme, but green. I'll put it in the passable tier alongside it. Next up, we have Chris Buescher's Fifth Third Bank paint scheme. Nothing is ever going to top the Fifth Third paint scheme from the late Gen 6 era. But the next gen paint scheme is still good in its own right. I like it. And I'm glad that they haven't made many major changes to the paint scheme. I'm putting it in the good tier. Next up, we have Chase Briscoe's Bass Pro Shops paint scheme. We can always rely on Bass Pro Shops to make a great paint scheme. And I'm sure you all rolled your eyes at the camo jokes I made about Noah Gragson and Brad Keselowski, so I'll stop with the camo jokes here and actually be serious about the paint scheme. I believe it is unaltered from the 2025 paint scheme. I may be wrong about that, but either way, it's still a good looking paint scheme. I like it a lot. It's going in the great tier. Next up, we have the Joe Gibbs Racing Zepp paint scheme. It appears that this sponsor has left Front Row Motorsports in order to join JGR. And the paint scheme they've come up with for 2026 is really good looking. Like I said the two previous times in this video, sometimes simple is just better. I'll put it in the good tier. Next up, we have Chase Briscoe's Freebird paint scheme. Initially, I was not a fan of this paint scheme, but over time, it grew on me. I still don't like the paint scheme, but I don't dislike it anymore. It's perfectly passable. Next up, we have Christopher Bell's Ream paint scheme. This paint scheme has stayed more or less consistent throughout the entire next-gen era, and that's something I am cool with. As the saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'll put this paint scheme in the great tier. Next up, we have Christopher Bell's DeWalt Interstate Batteries paint scheme. I've been indifferent towards this paint scheme for the longest time, but lately I've had a revelation. So this paint scheme is a mashup of the DeWalt and Interstate Batteries paint schemes. And what I've come to realize is they clash way too much. The simplicity of the DeWalt paint scheme just does not go well with the crazy lightning of the Interstate Batteries paint scheme. They make for a bad mashup paint scheme. I love mashup paint schemes as much as the next guy, but They could not have picked worse paint schemes to mash together. I'm sorry, but this paint scheme's going in the trash. Next up, we have Christopher Bell's Mobile 1 paint scheme. A very simplified look for Mobile 1 this year, but I dig it. I love how they still keep the Pegasus on the side of the car, and the little stars sprinkled here and there are honestly the cherry on top. It isn't anything special, but it is not bad by any means. It's perfectly passable. Next up, we have Josh Berry's Ford Motorcraft paint scheme. This is a throwback to David Pearson's iconic 1976 Daytona 500 winning car. The race where he and Richard Petty crashed coming to the checkered flag, and they were so far ahead of third place that whoever could get their car refired would be the winner of the race. And David Pearson ended up winning the race, crawling across the start-finish line, while Richard Petty had to be assisted by his pit crew. Throwback Weekend may be officially dead as far as the sanctioning body is concerned, but the teams are doing a great job at keeping the spirit alive. And this isn't surprising coming from the Wood Brothers, given they ran 4 throwback paint schemes last year. With all that said, this paint scheme is taking its rightful place in the great tier. Next up, we have Joey Logano's Pennzoil paint scheme. The individual Pennzoil scheme is always a highlight of the races at Las Vegas, and the 2026 edition surely does not disappoint. Very simple look to it, but a very good look to it, if that makes any sense. Either way, it's going in the good tier. Next up, we have Bubba Wallace's Xfinity paint scheme. Unique design to it, to say the least. Honestly, to me, it looks like cirrus clouds. I'm not quite sure how to feel about this paint scheme, so I'll put it in the questionable tier. Next up, we have the 2311 Racing Robin Hood paint scheme. No strong feelings about this, one way or the other. It's passable. Next up, we have William Byron's Form Energy paint scheme. It seems that the motto for William Byron paint schemes this year is, when in doubt, run patriotic colors. That's 3 William Byron paint schemes now that use a patriotic design or patriotic colors for their paint scheme. And unlike the Raptor and Cincinnati paint schemes, this one is very underwhelming. I like the stars that are present on most of the paint scheme, but the rest is just white. Looks very half-baked and incomplete. Textbook definition of questionable. And for our final paint scheme of part 1, we have William Byron's Valvoline paint scheme. Like I said before with Kyle Larson's, the Hendrick Motorsports Valvoline paint schemes are always hit or miss. And this one falls right in the middle, just like Larson's. I'll put it in the passable tier. And that concludes part 2 of the 2026 paint schemes tier list. Do you agree with my rankings? If not, how would you rank these paint schemes? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to see more of me, be sure to follow all my socials, like my Twitter, my Instagram, and join my Discord server. Links to all those are in the description down below. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe to my channel for more NASCAR content. While you're at it, hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Thank you all so much for watching. That's it for me. Peace.